Ria TV, True FM.
Say Ria TV, True FM.
On Ria TV,
Into True FM 96.1.
What's the meaning of the black barrel?
The black barrel is to tell Joseph Bakala, if you don't organize yourself in a grateful manner, we'll keep your plate.
You might say what you want to say, but for us, we are here to make sure we build our country, that we are respected. We have donors that are coming because of the confidence.
News Summary of 12. My name is Hansen Delta Present. Welcome to News and Analysis 30 minutes of news presentation about Liberia, Africa, and our one world.
Presenting this newscast is proudly sponsored by Orange Liberia and EcoBank Liberia Limited.
How is life after the presidency?
But before the presidency, the same life that what you see. I have a different life. You know, when I was not president, this life that what I live. You know, with my family and how to call it.
I have a lot of interest in the health sector, the educational sector, and the agriculture sector. Roads, connecting roads in this country.
Yeah, we are calling international community to come to intervene for us because, like I just stated previously, we don't know who to trust.
Always make sure to turn on to our
Ria TV and listening to True FM 96.1.
This station rules the nation. True FM 96.1, the heart and soul of Liberia.
Oh yeah, good morning. Thursday, 19th of June. And I always love to start waking up in the morning, man. When you see the daylight, thank God, thank you for the gift of life. Oh yeah. Good morning, folks. Welcome to the TBS, the Truth Breakfast Show, 961. If you're driving this morning, would like to say good morning. We're coming through your woofers, your speakers. We're just everywhere, from room to room, house to house, street to street. Bobby Addison, you know what I'm talking about. Room to room, house to house, street to street. And we're just everywhere. This is Truth FM, the 15 counters. Good morning. Bon County, good morning. Grand Kid Mall. Lofa, good morning. Nimba County, good morning. The bread basket of Liberia is Nimba County, the new bread basket. Good morning. Mangibi, good morning. This is the TBS. The love of liberty matters here. Let justice be done to all, not to some. To one people that say, it's to be let justice be done to all, man. Let's take our morning motivation this morning. Don't let the thoughts of failure stop you from trying. Even when you fail, it's not enough to give up. The light bulb itself finally found sources after so many trials, man. Let's keep the hope alive. If you intend to give up this morning, please don't give up. And I want to stop by the various hospital this morning. Good morning to the doctor, the nurses. You know when the nurses are making their rounds in the morning, visiting the various beds, the smile on the faces of the nurse itself, the nurses. I mean, that's medication there. I mean, when you look down to your patient, say it as well, man, you'll be okay. Don't worry. It takes time for the medicine to work, man. You'll be okay and be discharged very soon. Good morning, man. My name is O'Neill. This is O'Neill Roberts, Marka Davis, going to serve you breakfast up till 10 o'clock this morning. The president, Joseph Yeman Boykai. Good morning. You don't know it all. Good morning. Member of the opposition bloc. Good morning. Let's wish for a wonderful country. In the midst of our we do country first. Yes, good morning to you, Marka. Thursday morning. Good morning.
Yes, good morning. Good morning, O'Neill. Good morning to all of you who have joined us this morning. Again, by Real TV / Truth FM online on Facebook, and those following us via radio across the country. It promises to be a wonderful day because we're not experiencing rain this morning. Yes, at least we're not experiencing rain this morning. So at least it's a beautiful Thursday morning from Pinsville. I understand there's been some sort of rain this morning in Sesto City, Riverside County, and maybe in other parts of the country. But in Pinsville, yes, it is better this morning. But good morning to all of our people who have joined us this morning, the leaders of the country. And when we talk about the leaders of the country, we're not only talking about the political leaders. We're talking about even the religious leaders, leaders in education, leaders in business, in the private sector. Good morning to all of you. You are making tremendous contributions to the growth and development of the country. Some of you are not in the media talking. Some of you are not on Facebook attacking people here and there, but you are quietly investing in the economy and impacting the lives of many people. Like some of you running maybe a mineral water factory, maybe you are running even block factory, you are running a welding shop, different small businesses and big ones you are doing in the country. Let me say a special good morning also to Mr. Swansea Fala.
Yes. Our long-term friend, man.
Yes, who runs one of the biggest engineering companies in the country, the what's it name? Kingdom
Care.
Yeah, Kingdom Builders.
Yeah, Kingdom Builders.
Incorporated.
Was the Kingdom Care?
Yes. Yes, I think it's Kingdom Business Incorporated.
Yes.
Kingdom Business Incorporated. So these are people who are making impact in the country in their private corners. They're not in the political field, if I may say. They are not talking, they are not attacking, no one is attacking them. They're just there applying, competing for contracts through bidding processes in the country. Just as sometimes some of the bidding can be easy.
It can be easy.
The people, the procurement entities already have someone on their mind. They just put it out there for the formalities. But these people are doing great. They're impacting the country. We also want to say a special good morning to the engineering battalion of the armed forces of Liberia. And I don't know why we're not making use of them actively. We need to see these people, doing some of the road contracts. Like for example, the gravel roads and all of that. We need to see the engineering battalion doing this kind of work. So good morning to our leaders across the country. It's great to be here on this Thursday.
Great. Yes, we like to get religious people to talk. Look, I'm becoming a fan of Ali crying. What's his position? Ali crying. Ali crying is Chief Imam. Chief Imam. Yes, of the country. I like to hear the religious leader when you talk. Your talk, whether it's soft or hard, your talk.
But do you know that because of this statement, Representative Romeo Quia, Oscar, a President Oscar,
Romeo Quia,
okay, so he
citing,
he said it should cite the Imam to go and explain.
Let me what the Imam said. I love to hear religion. You're being hot. I'm becoming a fan of Alan. Ali
Ali
Krai.
Krai.
Ali Krai.
Yes.
That was what he said. The
Ali
chief
Krai.
imam said.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't stop that thing. One of y'all religious people. I got too many passwords on my phone.
Yeah. Almost then not now you say
that almost become a policeman. Yeah.
That reason, eh?
Yeah, police. Yeah.
They just
So let's take it from the top. This is Chief Imam Ali Krai.
Yes, Chief Imam
Ali
Krai.
Imam, what did he say? I didn't get you. I want you to say himself. That was saying, and the Chief Imam saying this. He's a good morning to our religious leader.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I know. This is not the council of churches, though. That's that Bishop Rizal. Bishop Rizal will be saw. You might say he's not taking your own saw.
Bishop Rizal certificating the leaders.
My friends of sweet country, right? Oh, Marka. Bishop Rizal is giving certificate to the politicians. The politicians, the 55th, right?
Including the current speaker of the house.
Yeah. So Bishop Rizal after giving all the certificate, now Imam say, "Okay, I'm coming for you."
And wait, before you play, I also saw them giving certificate to the mines and energy minister.
Yes. Imam Krai, they give a certificate to what? Women pay, right?
Yeah, women pay.
Yeah. So the council of churches awarding, the man say, "Nothing you all."
Our whole legislature.
Yeah. Let's play like legislature.
What do you is that mean that I'm talking?
Yeah, that us talking there. Like Imam, the chief Imam for the Republic of Liberia. Let's see what he said. Okay. That I use that.
Yeah, there's no need to have the legislature.
Oh, so I thought we receiving a what? Anyway. Yes, man. Interesting country. Good morning, folks. This is the only country we have. In the midst of all, we do country first. Yes. It's 8 o'clock. Let's will have this morning lineup of the breakfast show. It's 3 minutes. One of my phone is already ahead of time.
Yes, it's 3 minutes to 8.
Okay.
Yes. So again, today is June 19th, Thursday, 2025, and this show is proudly sponsored by EcoBank Liberia Limited, the Pan-African Bank, and Orange Liberia. Our prime sponsors, code sponsors are Diamond Mineral Waters, Carish Eye Care, and Lacoste College of Education. Health tips come up shortly with David Coty for 5 minutes this morning, followed by the review of the local dailies that we have the papers. In our studio chat this morning, we'll talk about the Ministry of Education counseling parade, school parade in streets in the country. We'll talk about that. Again, a task force set up to respond to U.S. 60 days on visa restriction, which include Liberia. The president issued, or the executive mansion issued a statement yesterday that the president has already formulated that presidential task force. We'll talk about it. Again, deaf ears to the satellite users with the high monthly subscription fees with Sacom, DSTV, and the NASA. We've been talking about it. I don't know why we didn't want to get tired. Like, we not get time for that. Say you say won't be talking for them.
Something I received a fresh release again from Ghana.
Okay.
Yes. So
yeah,
on the same DSTV.
I think I came across it.
Yes, a new release effective June 16. That's Ghana, a serial country.
Yes, we're saying the truth. The family of John Yanti, as he was taken to court to testify in the Capitol building house on attack, we're hearing different amounts, talking about 50,000, talking about 100,000, hearing about 2,000, hearing about 200,000, all these amounts. But yes, this is what it is this morning. We're weighing on it, what we can say so far. This matter is in court. We will not say too much. Yes, like I've always said, when the issues are in court, we should give the court the chance to do its work. At 8:30 to 9 this morning, after a successful completion of the just ended West African Examination Council exam, or WAS, the head of WAEC Liberia, Del Boto, will be our guest on the first segment of the TBS, talking about the exams and other challenges so far. At 10 after 9, we'll bring you sports, entertainment, commercials brought to you by EcoBank and Orange Liberia as our prime sponsor. Diamond Mineral Waters, Carish Eye Care, and Lacoste College of Education. 9:15 to 10 o'clock this morning, Raphael Donokono, The assistant minister for alien registration at the labor ministry will sit with us this morning to talk about some of the controversies surrounding the work permit issue. That's the hottest topic in the country right now. So we want to hear from the house's own mouth. We'll have the assistant minister who directly oversees the alien registration in the country. So Raphael Donokono, is it the third or the second? Yeah, I think it's the second. Will sit with us here this morning on the show to talk about these issues this morning. In the midst of our country first, thanks for joining us on the show this morning. Stick with us until 10 o'clock.
Yes, great lineup. Great lineup. Thanks so much for trusting the True Breakfast Show 961, the heart and soul of Liberia. Let's bring out a very young friend, man. 8 o'clock, man. There is going to start up on time this morning. A very young friend. There are Ernest Kuti who have not prayed for Liberia for a very long time now. Since the year you haven't said a prayer.
Yeah.
I want you to start out with a prayer this morning. My father, my father. My father, my father. That kind of political prayer. My father, my father. Abide.
My Father, my God.
Mm-hmm.
I want to thank you for Charles Taylor, wherever he is. Father, bless this country. A lot of evil people are here, lies upon lies. People hate people because of what they have, because of who they are. But bless all of us. This country is bleeding. We are rich, but yet so poor. Somebody wrote a book one time and said the headline of the book is Liberians are rich.
Rich country.
But yet poor. Yes. No, not other rich country poor people. It's a different argument or something. What you were actually trying to say is that we are so rich, but yet so poor.
Amen.
Because of corruption and all kinds of things.
Amen.
So we need to pray for this country. We're very rich. Yeah, you see, you should have known.
You're praying that the prayer going on.
The prayer, okay. Father, bless this country. We listen to Ivan Krayu who said if legislature is useless. So whether it's true or not, well, we need to look at it carefully. The people, everything they chop it there alone. And we hear some of them saying they have oversight over the labor ministry. But they have forgotten about themselves. According to what we know, charity begins at home. If you say you want to have oversight over the labor ministry because you say they're not doing what it's supposed to do to give jobs to our people, you should start first. This country has a budget of less than $1 billion. But if you can change car every 3 years, 45,000 every 3 years, then how can you prove to others you love the Liberian people? Oh no. The way I see this thing is just what I call grandstanding. A flow show just to gain attention from the public. That's how I look at it. This is what you're trying to say. You can't fool us. The Liberian people are not stupid. Every 3 years, brand new car. You right here in Montserrat County. Dilo, are you are talking to? Right here in Montserrat County. You're riding, you're changing car every 3 years. Why? The country is poor. When our districts don't have ambulances, no fire trucks. But you changing one car every 3 years for the 5,000, that's $90,000. That money could go to ambulances for the districts in the country. That money could go to the districts for fire trucks. People's homes are burning here, but you want to fool us by acting you love the people so much, no job and labor ministry. Oh,
amen. Is that a Pentecostal prayer? The first prayer, Pentecostal prayer.
Another inland prayer.
You
people who don't go to church, how they can pray.
Yeah.
So don't fool us.
Okay.
You know, somebody called me somebody said to me the other day, you are always a regime collaborator. I say yes. I got no shit. I love to support every government. But when the people who lead us think that we're a bunch of fools, then Papa was I was foolish, please. Can I go ahead, please?
Yes, go ahead.
You gotta get out.
Thank you very much. But you should have known. You should have known. Loud noise is a silent killer and a slow person. Oh yes. Listen to this careful. You DJs who always got your earphone in your ear and you're playing music so loud. Be careful. Loud noise is a silent killer and a slow person. Continuous loud noise can harm you physically and mentally. Yes. For example, honking of car horns. There are some communities where there are big trucks and cars passing every day. People selling right there in the streets, but horns are blowing all over. Especially the trucks. those loud noises are not good. They can cause trouble for you. Loudspeakers. Some of you go to concerts all the time, especially those of you who own these loudspeakers that people can rent from you. Every time you have a contract, you go, you play music so loud and you sit and rap by the speaker. It's not good for you. Be careful. Electric power plants. Those of you who work at a hardcore, where we get our current from, where they have those big machines with loud noise. Be careful. Drilling. Some construction areas have this drilling where they're drilling to dig holes. Be very careful. Like I said, you DJs, you got earphone in your ear all the time playing loud music. Be careful. Loud noise in your car. Some people just put the music on so loud in the car, open all the windows. That you one got car, that you one got music in your car. Be careful. Continuous loud noise can damage your ear, your inner ear. That's number one. Number two, it can cause high blood pressure. Number three, it can cause heart disease. Number four, it can cause stroke. Number five, it can cause hearing loss. There are some people today who can't hear properly. Oh yeah, they don't hear good. They start with one side, they go to the other side, they don't hear it. You gotta throw a sign to them. So some of these things happen because of loud noise. So you who work here at that nightclub, when you can go every time, my friend, tell your boss lady, when we play the music low, people will still come in and buy. It should not be loud. We can't kill ourselves here. So stop it. Remember this. If you are 60 years old and above, drink water first thing in the morning. Oh yes, don't forget that. By the time you get out of bed, you put your feet on the ground. Bam! The first thing you do is drink water. Not tea or coffee first. No. When you were 30 years old, 20 years old, those things, your body was able to stand them. But from 55 up, I think you wake up in the morning, drink water first. 1.5 glasses of water. You can drink your tea later. Nobody says you shouldn't drink your tea. But the first thing before anything is water. The water should not be cold. Don't take it from the experts. No. Drink room temperature water, or if possible, warm water. Not from the experts. And be very careful about that. And you should not drink it fast. Drink it sip by sip. You'll get a good benefit from it. God willing,
we'll be back.
I will be back. But in the meantime, I gotta get out of here. You should have known.
Tomorrow is Friday.
So he put it on Monday.
Oh, you put it on Monday.
Yeah, Monday now.
Yeah,
Monday, right?
Okay.
God willing.
God willing.
Okay, man.
I will be back.
In the meantime.
You gotta get out of here.
I gotta get out of here.
When the red and black hour were going, don't you know that you were the next?
So of the three colors, which were the red cow, the black cow, which other color will you choose?
If I order there, if I get 1 minute, hold on 1 minute, just hold it. What happened?
Oh, that was that.
I like to see Maggie in my yard in the morning.
But the way you want to David?
You can't speak. May I in my yard in the morning? No.
Oh.
So the sole intent is to let the public know that you don't love to sleep men in the morning.
So you see what you doing now?
Yeah.
You driving.
The thing is, what I mean, pray. I'm looking at my house.
Now, Mahawata. The man was in Mahawa, he got the Mahawa song. I'm about to see you, man. The man was in Mahawa, he got the Mahawa song.
Go there, Omar says second. They
laugh not bad. The man was in Mahawa, he got the Mahawa song.
No. At the age of 72, you want to see Mahawa.
Let's find out what's making news from the print media. This is the Breakfast Show, 961, the heart and soul of Liberia. Yeah, right. Let's see what's the team. So let's go. Yeah, so welcome to the review of the local dailies. Right here on 961, the heart and soul of Liberia is a regular feature right here on the True Breakfast Show. Let's get it with our first daily this morning. The Daily Observer, yes, the Daily Observer. The Daily Observer on the newsstand for $40 Liberian dollars. Volume 25, number 016, Thursday edition. Out of duty, not desire. Boycott justify his frequent flight on private jets. Well, Joseph Boycott is right here, had an interview on the BBC. Out of duty, not desire. He justifies his frequent flight on private jet. The president is captured on the front page of the Observer. Grab a copy. Read the rest of the story. Boycott forms high-level task force as U.S. travel ban loans. Well, Joseph Yuma Boycott again is captured here on the front page of the Daily Observer. You can grab a copy and read the rest of the story on this morning. HORMCSS caught in payroll pardon web. As CSS call for urgent action to protect taxpayers' money from payroll fraud. Okay, let's go to the back page. Where is the back page? The back page are from the Daily Observer. Internal Affairs Superintendent signs due to clean up payroll. Okay, boost for county leadership. Okay. It's on the back page this morning. So far, so good.
Yes, let's go for the Inquirer newspaper. Is next. Here the lead story on the front page. Yanti family give conflicting account on bribery allegations. Who is saying the truth? Is a question mark here on the Inquirer newspaper. Yanti family give conflicting account on bribery allegations. Who's saying the truth? I'm seeing this suspect of the fire incident here being hugely guided by police officers on the front page of the Inquirer newspaper. CU, that is Codington University, to graduate 705 students. As Education Minister Jala serves as 63rd convocation speaker. And government bans schools street parades nationwide. Let's go to the back page. The back page of the Inquirer newspaper. You found her, but you don't own her. LMP clears aid on abandoned baby saga. Okay. Police spokesperson Cecilia Clark is here on the back page of the Inquirer newspaper. MRU countries to resolve border disputes, both regional unity. I'm seeing Foreign Minister Sarah Besloyanti here on the back page of the Inquirer newspaper.
Okay. Yes, you want to do the heritage?
Yes, let's go
I'm trying to download the front page Africa. Yes,
yes, the heritage. The truth is our guide. To avert U.S. travel ban threat, President Marka takes decisive action. What did he do? Set up a presidential task force. And I'm seeing U.S. President Donald Trump, the Secretary of State Marcus Rubio is here, and the Liberian Foreign Minister Sarah Besloyanti is alongside President Joseph Boakai on the front page of the Heritage newspaper. Still on the front page, a sub-lead story: citizens blast AML over labor practices, mass foreign hiring. I'm seeing the global chairman, the executive chairman, Lashmin Mittal here on the front page of the Heritage newspaper. Let's go to the back page. The back page of the Heritage. Government give me 200K to lie on Kofa. In quote, who's saying this? Capital Arson suspect John Yanti is here, photograph on the back page of the Heritage newspaper. U.S. ambassador visits Codington University, applauds Liberia's academic future. And Ambassador Bahari reaffirms India's support to Liberia's defense sector. I'm seeing the ambassador alongside the defense minister, retired Brigadier General Geraldine George here on the back page of the Heritage newspaper. Finally, government declares mourning, prepares final burial for ex-president Doe in Zwedru.
Okay, so lastly is the front page Africa. The front page of the front page Africa, I won't lie, it's one capture on the front page Africa. Capital Alson suspect accuses government of bribery plot to frame ex-speaker Kofa. Others police remain tight-lipped. Is what captured on the front page. John Yanti took the entire social media yesterday, and his capture on the front page Africa. You can grab a copy of the paper and read details of the story. The matter is in court, as we said. Still on the front page Africa, we have no choice. This is a very interesting story. Yeah, it should claim the attention of the Ministry of Agriculture. As farms fail, rural dwellers turn to charcoal. As farms fail, rural dwellers turn to charcoal. No choice. Production renewed threats to Liberia forests and global climate commitments. We have no choice. There is no demand work here. No go work. Sales McGill, retired soldier. The only diamond work we have is this coal business. Everybody in town is making charcoal. The Ministry of Agriculture should take serious attention to this story. As farms fail, rural dweller turns to charcoal is what captured as a sub-lead story here. The front page Africa, still on the front page Africa. Um, Not yet to misuse resources, another sub-lead story here on the front page Africa. You can grab a copy of the paper and read the rest of the story. So far, so good in our way. And that's also for the review of the local dollars. If you find out these papers are interested, all you do get on the newsstand and buy the paper for $40, $50 if possible, and read details of this story. The show is brought to you by the Pan African Bank, Echo Bank, Orange Liberia. Yes, of course, our co-sponsors, the Diamond Mineral Water. Enjoy drinking Diamond Mineral Water. Yes, have a very good taste. Yes, health wise, everything is okay with the Diamond Mineral Water. The Courage Eye Care right on the Boulevard Junction. Visit Dr. Cash, and she sent me a very beautiful video drinking the diamond water. Yes, that was a very nice one, Dr. Catherine. And that of La Cosa's Teacher College. As per his promise, Melton Yoko is going to have the SKD annex, the back of the SKD, not the main stadium now. Yeah. So a level.
I think that's the one they always refer to as the practice page.
The practice page, yes, the practice page of the SKD. Milton Yoko is made of his word. So it level La Cosa now in RCI to welcome, which date will be okay in June or July to have that smash play. Maybe it will be on my birthday. Oh, the idea I can't be protesting you. I mean, not Carabo Mobile Molo, July 17th. So, but we want to say thank you to Milton. Yes, let's get going with our first attention with the Ministry of Education. This is not a strange thing. During Ellen Johnson's Salif, one point in time, Madam President was driving, coming from the Bushwa Island, and the school was parading just around the Jimmy Carr Road area. And that whole the convoy. And when the president asked, what is going on? Take this out. And then Mickey Gray was chief of traffic. What's going on? Normally the police will send an advance team. The advance team will go ahead and make sure that the roads are all clear for the president to have a smooth ride to go through. So it was difficult. You have almost 3 schools were parading the same day. So the president convoy was a little bit. The roads were not good. The Bushwa Island road, you all know the history of the Bushwa Island road was very terrible. And so Madam President had to still in a very slow traffic, leaving from Bombay County, coming to Monrovia. What is going on? School parading. Then Ellen Johnson said, what? Parade at this time? What's the Ministry of Education at that time? Say Evelyn Kanaka, one of them. Look. You should cancel this parading team. It's not necessary. When a school wants to have it, you do it indoor. So with this release on yesterday, the Ministry of Education, the schools are all falls directly under your supervision. They also want to encourage you, talk to the schools. They will go into abide by this, yes, have your indoor program, and will still love what you're doing because these are the things the students will also remember. I mean, they release everywhere. The Ministry of Education, Liberia National Police, Port Hot, cancel parading and thing. But the career day is something important. The students should not be, kicked out of it because after high school, they want something to remember, But want to respect whatsoever the MOE have sent out along with the police that canceling all school grading. But the career day should be taking a very high importance for MOE. Because the career day, maybe a banker can go and lecture the students. Someone who graduating from high school would love to be a banker. All right, career day, a doctor can go and lecture, But the parading, extra rate. We are seeing so many things all on the streets for nothing traffic, and so that's it.
Yes, again, a lot of people will say, well, this is a tradition in the schools, and people or the children see it as part of their academic activities, so they are excited about it, they enjoy doing it, and I mean it's kind of traditional or cultural stuff. again, the ministry and the police are saying, well, let's stop this because of safety issues and all of that. But I think I've seen two senior government officials, especially from the legislature, who have come strongly against the decision they are calling on the Ministry of Education to reconsider that. I saw our colleague Nyanti Toba quoting Senator Sir Joseph, saying that the ministry should reconsider that decision. And I've seen almost more than two posts from Representative Samba Enders, who believe that this decision or the policy should be reversed because, according to him, street parades by schools happen everywhere around the world. According to him, he posted pictures from the USA, posted pictures of street parade by students from other countries and all of that. But he believes that this should continue in Liberia as well. So the ministry should reconsider its decision. But again, the safety issue, we can never rule the safety issue out on you. I remember either a month or two ago, some of my colleagues and I were coming from Basa, including Chokon Repu and Aaron Kuban. Around, was it Lloydsville or somewhere around the Basa Highway there? We saw they put the children there on that highway parading on you. You know how the vehicles along the highway, run, right? The drivers, how they run on that highway. You put the children on that highway to say they're doing street parade on that highway. So what will have happened is if a truck is coming with speed on the highway and what time they will take to hold brake and all of that. So some of these things, the safety measures we should take, it is very important. Because even along this red light to Concortown Road, sometimes you see the parade, missing Topman Boulevard. You see parade there, they take one side of the road, causing traffic and all of that. Again, the key thing here is why if a vehicle runs into these children. I know they will say, oh yes, they always have police and security people regulating the parade and all of that. Again, the argument, I think we will leave it with the public to also speak what they say about this, but some people believe that it's a culture and tradition in the schools, it happens in other countries, so they should allow it to happen here. But the police and the ministry or the government in general is concerned about the safety as well. Yes, so
the reaction too for the school, I don't know, because this is the school and MOE, they have a relationship.
Yeah.
The reaction from the school, we have to see reaction.
Yeah, we have to see, because I don't know whether there was any form of citation served to the schools before coming public with this. But again, this is what it is. Let's look at the safety aspect of it, because sometimes you and I are aware when you are in car or traveling, when you see how the parade is done along the road. Sometimes I feel terrible that something could just happen. So I mean, that's the government's decision, and let's see how it goes.
Yes, let's see how it goes. Let's move on to Ghana. In Ghana, what's happening in Ghana? Well, this whole DSTV and Liberia is no exception. So after the show yesterday, I received lots of calls. Thank you to Mabon Kula as well. Multi-choice Ghana got you. That's why effectively on June 16th to July 31st, no matter what the package you subscribe to DSTV, you upgrade instantly to the next higher package. The release here says that, look, DSTV is going to run out of business in Ghana. The high subscription fee. And Liberians are not joining. Let me forward this, baby.
No, I have it.
You have it already, right? Liberians are not joining us in this whole fight. We're not saying that they shouldn't do business. Don't get me wrong. That Simon Fremont, DSTV, or Satcom, or Nana Side, or whosoever running the satellite company should not do business. We're not saying so. What are we saying here? That monthly subscription fees are too high. And Liberians not seeing reason it. Look, if today Orange in the other network say, look, no more 3 days free call, it will give the whole public concern. Why you don't have attention to the satellites? Some of you pay $30, $40, $36 on a monthly subscription. That is too high. Most of the channels are all free in the airspace. These companies are only operating on profit. This is why we want to compel our government. The reason why we talk about this 2-3 minutes every morning, we want our government to take attention. There's a serious government. The legislature is Ali Kaise. Sorry about that. The House Telecommunication Committee, you're supposed to be disturbed when you go and sit in your section and put the steam on the floor. So look, Liberians, The monthly charge too high, man. But Ghana is a serious country. Beginning June, Marka, just go ahead with the release for us. It's a serious country.
Okay, you want for me to?
Yeah, just read the release for the public.
Yeah, so it's 17th June 2025. Multi-choice Ghana got you. It says for nearly 32 years, Multi-choice Ghana has got viewers across the country entertained by our diverse channels and world-class shows on DSTV, GoTV, and Showmax. As a good corporate citizen, we are committed to delivering the best video entertainment experiences into the hands and homes of our customers. And it says, we are happy the economy is rebounding and we got you. Starting from Monday, June 16, 2025 to July 31, 2025, no matter what the package you subscribe to, DSTV or GoTV, we would upgrade you instantly to the next higher package.
Wow.
For instance, if you paid for the DSTV compact pack of Ghana City 380, we will upgrade you to Compact Plus package of 570 CDs, saving you 190 CDs. In addition, we've also dropped the price of our DSTV decoder from 169 CDs to 89 Ghana CDs, a saving of 80 Ghana CDs ahead of the start of the FIFA Club World Cup. Okay, so this is the release signed by Ellis Okiri, the managing director.
So the major drop here is because the state-run television in Ghana, GTV, have said they'll bring all of the games you think about. So this have compared DSTV to do a 90%. Hey man, sometimes the advocates say, "Marka won't pick it up." Some will just think about what kind of country is this?
What kind of country is
what
this?
What kind of country is this? DSTV is now compared. Just how Orange or Celcom came to Liberia compared to other network that was selling $65 SIM card there
to bring it down to
$5.
Today that $1.
$1 for SIM card now. That's how DSTV is looking like a least common satellite television in Ghana. They compare to bring it down to the lowest. Liberia. We have people who have sitting on this committee at the legislature. What Aline Christ, what Aline said, what the Imam said about legislature. He said the most, let's quote him, most useless government. I'm sorry about that.
Yes, it's the most useless government.
The House of Legislature,
and he wants the legislature to be abolished. According to him.
That's why he said this kind of advocacy we're picking up is not for an individual, for the whole country. Which one of you don't use the television? Which one of you don't watch Southcom? Besides DSTV, you watch Southcom, you watch Nana side. The Houses Committee Channel Telecommunication, the only thing they think about, all that Orange the site in Orange and other network the site for a regular, roundtable meeting. No one's talking about Southcom, DSTV, Nana side. But the whole country will subscribe. Let's move on, man. Where is that bottle, man?
Let's move. So just before we move on, the U.S. Embassy announced that the embassy in Monrovia will be closed.
Okay.
On June 19th. Today is June 19th, right?
June 19th. What's that? It's a holiday?
Yes. So the U.S. Embassy is closed today in observance of a U.S. federal holiday.
Okay.
They will reopen at 8 tomorrow morning.
8 o'clock.
So if you have any appointment
and
you don't have this information, you have the information now. The U.S. Embassy is closed today.
So if you book your visa interview for June 19th, you have to go back and go search for reschedule.
Yes.
So
now the embassy closed today.
So yes, it closed, right? So meanwhile, talking about embassy closed, His Excellency President Boykai established a task force in response to the U.S. concern, and this concerning every Liberian in home and across the world that this visa restriction fixed 60 days. This committee comprises of the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, meaning the Ministry of Foreign Affairs is the one who is on top of this, the Ministry of Justice, the Ministry of Health, the Ministry of State for Presidential Affairs, Liberia National Police, Office of the National Security Advisor, and of course the National Security Agency, the NSA, all part of this team. And the president has said, well, in the next 60 days time, we'll have to respond to our foreign allies, the U.S. government. Otherwise, else going to put us on this visa restriction. Liberian men American business. One of the key reasons you get a visa, you oversteal. How can we solve this problem? How can we put this problem? So it's another test for the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, which of course I strongly believe Besolo Yanti going to work here around. So like, bro, we're not going to that rare list as other countries because Trump is just putting X.
Yeah, sure. Yes, and one of the biggest issue raised at the time when the State Department issue or published that list was about, especially on Liberia, it was about the issue of overstaying.
Yeah, overstaying. Yeah.
So this is what it is. But the president has set up a team now, a task force, presidential task force, chaired by himself and co-chaired by the foreign minister to engage with other stakeholders, including even with the U.S. embassy near Monrovia, to see how best they can address some of these concerns raised or given as reasons for which Liberia rigs travel restriction. So yes, we're hoping that we will not reach that level. Within the 60 days, we can solve some of our issues and ensure that we don't get on the list.
Yes, don't pray that the country should fall on that list because some way, somehow, every one of us will be affected. Yeah, that people live from the family overseas, depending on the same wave coming, from the surviving. So just in 1 minute, I think that bottle the head of Wayakin studio already. This case of John Yenti, we just want to say the matter is before the court, who is actually saying the truth. The family claim was 50K. They have 2,000 in their possession. We listen to the suspect himself, who took the entire social media, who says 200,000. Well, was said was going to be given to him. So the matter is before the court, and whatsoever thing you have to say, he will say it before the court. It's before court proceeding. So far, so good.
Yes, so far, so good. Yes, that's all.
But what that photo run away for in the camera? You have to adjust. Yes.
Different people.
Yes, you have to adjust within the camera.
Different people. This case, people have attached huge politics to it. So different people interpreting, everything differently. So I think the best thing we can do as people, like I said the last time, especially with the media people, I think we should stop acting that we are already adjudicating the matter. Yes. You stop passing judgments around here. Media people, you stop it. We should be educating members of the public not to discuss matters that are in court. But we sit on the radio and pass judgment. We just looking at Supreme Court now in Liberia. Yeah, the radio station there. So that Supreme Court, they just sitting down, they pass judgment. Since suspect John Yanti issue came out, they finished judging the case already, now pass judgment.
Okay.
Yeah, some of them are blunt. That the government brought the man put in hotel and were giving 200K to come testify against the defendants. Are you kidding me? So we're not doing that. Liberian people, you leave the case. The case is in court. The lawyers, the defense have their team. They got high team of lawyers. They will go there, they will defend. And the government to prosecution will come and say, this is why we say, defense say no. The court will decide whether it's bench trial or jury trial. The jurors will decide. If it is bench trial, the judge will decide.
Then the man himself, John will say, well, the people offer me 200,000, right? You have it there. So why are your facts? Prove it also, right? Yes, you're right, but I'm hearing President Boyka will depart for Nigeria today to attend the West African Economic Summit in Nigeria. President Boyka leaves the country on today and return on Monday. Yes, that's the information.
Government official, be careful when the president departing the country. That time you can sit down here, hotel room and sign a paper.
So he leaves on today and return on Monday. Okay. Yeah, when you come back. Suspension.
We hope. No, he can't come before doing the suspension. He can stay there and do it. Then you learn. He say, "Oh, my man, that's true."
That's true. And that's something I noticed. When you are suspended, burger suspension is like dismissal. You can come back.
What did Papi say at the cabinet meeting? I think on the second cabinet meeting, he said we should put our feet on the ground and work for the Liberian people. The promises we made, we must live up to it. If you don't perform, you do the wrong thing, when I suspend you, you're not coming back, no matter who recommended you. That part I can enjoy, no matter who recommended you.
I'll be said record last night. Yeah.
The man on the class reload there?
Yeah, minister or interviewing journalists.
Like, bro, something they like, bro, real or now.
But said new record, Baba is a seasoned journalist. He was being interviewed by
the
ministers, directors, commissioners.
What kind of fake life is this?
No, Baba the record you have said, I see that record before. You know, interviewed by minister interviewing journalists.
Instead of him interviewing them,
Yeah, they
were
interviewing
interviewing. You know, I guess
we move. We will move.
we move
In the base of all.
country first.
Country friends. It's easy. Sometimes I say country friends. What? I want to see that record. I want to set that record too. Let minister interview me. Then I'll be answering your question. What did I set that record to? Let's get our guest live on the Facebook. Those of you watching, this is a man who's conducted the WIC successfully. 2 years. Yes. So we have to bring him live. I'm very good this one. This is Diane Boko, the head of WIC Liberia, live with us this morning on the first segment of the Truth Breakfast Show. Yes. Let's see, we have you on. Yes. Good morning to you, Di. Good morning to you. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, O'Neill, and good morning to you, Marka. And let me just say good morning to your many listeners. You may not know the many silent listeners that you have, but there are many people out there who are following you. I want to appreciate you for the good work you do. You are yet to educate the Liberians about the happenings in our country, and I want to say kudos to you. You should continue to do the good work. You are among, it is not because I'm in your studio, but you are among the few professionals that we have in this country. If you listen to some other stations, you wonder where your profession is heading at times. But for those of us that follow you religiously at times, we know that you have set the bar high. So I want to encourage you. Yes. Why it is true that there may be some bad apples? I'm convinced beyond reasonable doubt that there are a lot of professionals in this country. What happens is that the empty drum makes the loudest noise. So those bad apples are portraying the professionals to be as though we don't have any professional in this country again. But I'm aware we have almost in every sector, we have a lot of professionals who are up to the task. And like I indicated, you are among those who are considered to be professional journalists in this country, because if you follow the news or you follow the different talk shows, you realize that some people have thrown maybe their journalistic ethics
through the windows.
So
through the windows. Oh yes, but we are part of the society. We are part of the society, even though we don't call, we don't make comments, but we still follow.
Okay.
And I must say that I follow you religiously, probably because I live in Pinsville, so this station is one of the best radio stations that I follow. Maybe if I were in different location, maybe I will follow all of our station. But the TPS is one of the shows that I listen to every morning. Yes.
That's wonderful. Yes, WIC Liberia. How is WIC?
Well, we want to be grateful to God for His grace. I consider us mission thus far as being or attributing that to the grace of God. It has not been easy, but we want to be thankful to God for the dispensation He's granted us. I also want to appreciate the government of Liberia, beginning with the President, His Excellency, the authorities at the Ministry of Education, beginning with the Minister Propagator Chala and her able lieutenants who worked along with us in ensuring that the exam this year were very, 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 very much successful. I also want to appreciate all actors, beginning with the school authorities. We registered the students for the series of examinations we conducted in 2025. The parents who supported the kids along the way, the examination workers, beginning with the supervisors, the proctors, the temple officers, the monitors, the drivers, and those in the security sector, because we worked along with the security, in ensuring that the exam we conducted or we continue to conduct in Liberia will remain credible. So I want to appreciate everyone who, one way or the other, supported us. Even you from the media, we want to appreciate you as well, for the level of support we received from you during the conduct of these examinations.
I know May and June were tense months because you were administering these exams from the lower classes to the ninth grade, and then June you had the senior school examination. Tell us the experience for this year compared to last year.
Thank you.
Variables, what good happened, what bad happened compared to the previous year?
Thank you very much. There were a lot of changes in the examinations, beginning with that of the third grade up to the 12th grade this year. And as an institution, we decided to adopt what we call the preventive method. Over the years, we administer exam, people are involved in examination malpractice, and then we cancel results of candidates. And we felt that the best way we should, since cancellation was not helping, to solve the problem, we thought that the best thing we could do this year was to adopt the preventive measure. So from the level of the third grade up to the 12th grade, we adopted the preventive measure. And for the 12th graders this year, as an institution, what we decided to do was to do what we call serialized testing. By that, we have different tests. So take for instance, over the years, we've been giving the same set of questions to the students in all 5 countries. This year, we decided that, look, Liberia and Sierra Leone, you do a common exam. Gambia and Nigeria, you do a common test. Then Ghana will be doing her test in September, so she has not started yet. So with that, the problem we tried to solve was that if there was a leakage in a country, we find ourselves in this digital age. If there's a leakage in Sierra Leone, you obviously you will see that that particular leakage will affect all of the countries. And the problem we've been having is that for those of us, the smaller countries, if, take for instance, there was a leakage in Liberia, we don't have the capacity to reprint for a country like Nigeria. So we welcome, given the population like this in Nigeria, have close to 1.9 million candidates doing the exam, whereas in Liberia, we had less than 60,000 candidates doing the exam. So we don't have that capacity. To print an effort for close to 55,000 candidates is a challenge for us. And you're talking about close to 1.9 million candidates. So we welcome that, and I think it worked for us. We went one step further. Even within the country, we made the questions to be a bit different. When I talk about make the questions to be a bit different, why am I talking? I'm not saying that we're giving you 2 different sets of questions. But take for instance, your number 1 for new will be Marka number 15. The same question, but it's just that we just chuckled them up like that. So yes. Sure. So number 10. So when you look at your number 1, and if you don't read the question that is before you, and you go start circling or start answering like many people were doing, they were following those pieces of information that they saw on the social media. What will end up happening to you is that you will not be successful at the end of the day. Take for instance, I was disappointed to see people in 12th grade doing biology tests. They did not ask them to draw the human body. They were drawing human body. No. The question they didn't ask them to draw. They were drawing human bodies. Yes, simply because they saw it could be several. It could be a question I was meant for Gambia. It was not meant for those of us in Liberia and Sierra Leone. So they saw it because they saw it on the social media. They gave credence to it and they decided to go for it. That was disappointing. But overall, I think everything went well. We also decided to deploy or assign 2 metal detectors to the exam center. The reason for which we went for a huge number of metal detectors, we wanted to prevent the candidates from carrying mobile phones into the exam hall, because we realized that when the candidates take mobile phone in the exam hall, they don't focus on the questions before them. Instead, they rely on the information that people will pass to them through the mobile phone. So we thought that by deploying 2 metal detectors at each center, we have prevented people from carrying mobile phone into the exam hall. Besides that, we have a lot of undercover security personnel working with us in this exam, so that if there were unwholesome behaviors or practices, they could be detected. With all of the measures that we try adopting this year, there was an issue. And let me just be quick to point out that we are aware that you cannot give any exam without issue. be issues. So there were some issues, but overall, I think the SM went well.
Well,
Yeah, went well. So I want to say thank you to all those that were involved with the process.
so one major challenge here, and I must say this: the school authorities, the Ministry of Education as well. I was listening up. This issue of results, this should be one of your biggest concern. When the test ends and school is set to have the graduation, MOU says most time you have to wait for your wire result. Where are we so far in terms of assuring the schools across the country that the result will be out between this period to this period, that you can go ahead and commence with your graduation?
Sure.
In terms of you answering this?
So let me start with the national exam. The ones that will administer from the 28th of April to May 2. We are working hard to ensure that at the end of this month, we have the results for third grade, sixth grade, and ninth grade available at the end of this month. Yes, hopefully, the end of June. Sixth grade and ninth grade, yes, the results, because that's why I'm saying we are working. We are working. I don't want to say we are working 24/7, but we are working towards it. We are working towards it, and I can assure the public that we are about almost 60 to 70% complete when it comes to the national exam, sixth, third, and ninth grade. So hopefully, for the sixth and the third grade, that's the only objective. So we know how to use human beings to mark. We use machine to scan and score those. I mean the responses. But for the ninth grade, we use human beings to mark the essay component of the test. So we are at the verge of completing the essay component marking, and what is left is for us to capture the scores, the essay scores for the ninth graders. The objective scores for the ninth graders have been scanned and marked by machines already. So they just left for us to
So you
capture.
put at the end of this month.
Yes. So hopefully at the end of the month, I'm certain that I don't want to be 100%, but I can
By the
say
end of this month.
by the end of the
So
month.
what about the big one, the 12th grader?
The 12th graders will start the process leading towards the marking or beginning 24th of this month. We have ended in Liberia, but the other countries will be ending on the 20th. On the 20th. And today is the 19th. So the other countries will be ending their exam hopefully by the
So you have to
tomorrow.
wait.
Yes, we have to wait for all the countries.
Those who have graduation have to be extended now.
So no, we have communicated the date for the release of results
already to MOE.
Oh yes, and we are assuring the public that on or before August 15, the results for WAS will be ready. On or before August 15. We're not going to pass August 15. I'm 100% certain about that. So
financially, you okay to pay those who will be marking? You got money to pay them?
Oh yes, and that's why I commended the government when I started. I started by commending the president and the team at the Ministry of Education. The government has paid us about 99.5%. So what is left is nothing much, and I'm certain that the government is going to give the balance. So we're looking forward to us having a source, a history marking exercise, unless something that is beyond our control. I can assure the public that if nothing of such happens, I can assure the public that on or before August 15, the results for WAS.
You see some newspaper headlines that why result come out before August 15. Don't be
yes,
surprised.
yes, and that's why I'm saying on or before August 15. So the timeline our headquarters has set is for the results to be ready for between the 7th and the 15th of August. So between the 7th and the 15th of August, you see countries are releasing the results. We all have our own individual challenges, and so we all may not be able to release the results on the same date. But I can assure the public that August 15 is not going to pass by us this year.
Okay.
We've concluded arrangements. The market exercise will be taking place outside of Moravia. It is a bit costly for us, but it is convenient. We're going to carry the examiners to a polling facility where we accommodate them. So with that, you will not have people giving excuses about traffic, or we encounter traffic, maybe police carry on inspection, so we will not get at the marking venue on time. So once we take them to that polling facility, they will have the option of marking beginning as early as 6 a.m. and they can mark up to 9 p.m. in the night. So with that, the exercise will be done within a relatively short period of time as compared to when you mark in Moravia, where the examiners have to leave from their homes and come to the marking venue. You have the issue of traffic, you have the issue of somebody going to the outside and so forth. So there will be other issues and may delay the process when the market. It is cheaper to market more of it, but it takes longer time. So for us, because we want to release the results within a short period of time, we prefer making a sacrifice by taking them to a polling facility.
Is that the first time you're going to be doing that?
No, that we've been doing that over the years. We've been doing that over the years. So last year we will mark Osala County, and this year we'll be marking Osala County again.
So just besides the changes made to how the tests were drawn, let's talk about the attitude of students towards the test this year compared to what it was last year. Did you see maybe in terms of commitment, in terms of self-reliance? Let's talk about that a little bit.
Okay, so I think, like I said, overall, the attitude of the students was commendable. Even though we got some reports at the end that some people were in the street after the test ended, and some the males were using female how you call it, outfit and vice versa.
Like they changed the uniforms?
Yes, and they were marching in the street. I've not seen that, but last night I listened to a press statement that came from the Ministry of Education, which I think is commendable. I've not gone through it entirely, but I think it is commendable, especially when it comes to the way students celebrate at the end of the SM. So I think that's commendable. But if you look at the behavior of the students overall, like I said, there may have been one or two issues. And you know, where you have close to 55,000 persons coming together for this SM, you cannot say that everybody will be placed in one straight jacket and there won't be some issues. So, but when you look at the totality, I think students behave well. There were some disgruntled ones, but we look at it in its totality, I think it went well.
Well, in terms of performance, what are your expectations?
Well, I expect for our students to perform well. No one goes into the SM and anticipate the students to underperform. The students have been in school for the past 12 years, and for the last 3 years, the schools, it is anticipated that the schools have adequately prepared them. So we expect them that they will come out with flying colors. I'm not saying that everybody is going to pass the exam, but the prepared ones, I'm certain that those who were actually prepared and who focus on the questions that are before them, I'm sure that they will come out with flying colors.
Okay, I'm sure they'll come out. I think you're talking about challenges. I mean, I see you so relaxed, but back same, you have some challenges prior to this test.
Oh yes, but the challenges were not major this year. All the years, our major challenge have been, one of our major challenges have been the road.
Okay.
Yeah, but this year we never had problem reaching any country.
You mean like transporting the test materials?
Sure, transporting the test materials. So I want to say kudos. They came to the
You didn't use boat this time around?
In fact, we did not fly.
Okay.
Yes, in Liberia we use road throughout.
Was it less expensive?
To some extent, so yes, it was less expensive, and there were so many measures that were adopted to us, which from the perspective of the staff, it was a bit dangerous for them. But we thought that protecting the sanctity of the SM was more paramount. And you know, so like all the years, we share our tests here and there. This year, we have our tests only at one location. Okay. For instance, a big country, the Nima country, we have our tests only in Kanta. Okay. So to leave from Kanta to go as far as Butuo, you have to leave early in the morning on the day of the test. So that one was a bit challenging for someone who had to leave from Kanta, traveling as far as Butuo, because if you know the terrain, then you know what I'm talking about. Or take, for instance, someone leaving from Popolu, traveling as far as Bele Fasama. Okay. You know, I've been to Bele Fasama before, and Bele Paloma, I know how challenging it is leaving from Popolu to go to such a place. So if you have to leave on a daily basis early in the morning hours, it can be challenging. Or maybe you're in Lopa and you have to leave from Kolahun and travel to Fahun. That's one of the challenging places we have in Lopa. But when you look at it in its totality, I think it was good. We left one year and within a day's time we could leave from Oya and reach to Apple. Okay. So I think that was commendable this year.
That was commendable this year. The head of Wildlife, the Bozo, is live with us. Let's get line activated. We anticipate our guests at 9:15. Yes, the local. So we want to run to another time. Let's pick some calls up. 0770-153-265. You have some questions probably we have missed out. You can go ahead and do so and ask in.
Yes, 0770202579. Some questions we didn't ask, you can also ask and make comments. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Marka. Good morning to Oliver and your studio guests, Honorable Bodo. This is Mark Tinga. I'm calling from Puebla Community, District number 3. So, dear Bodo, I have just a single question to ask you on the issue of depot officer changing proctor, because something happened to me. I used to serve as proctor for once before, and at certain point in time to one center, the first day, the second day, and I really don't know how you people can mentor people use to recruit depot officer, because these people, well, most of them are
what mentor? Let's do it. Stop it up now, Mark. Yeah, ask the question. Yeah.
Depot officer have the tendency of changing people who refuse to get into some dubious act. The next day when they come 2 days they come, and the school owner complain you that you refusing to get involved into some dubious act. They come the following day and change you and carry you to different location where you are not inside. I don't know why you people do those. So these depot officers that are involved in this act.
All right. Okay. Great. Yes.
Good morning.
Good morning, Marka. This is Alexander Kese calling you from Portland Road this morning.
Okay.
Okay. I want to thank your student. Thank you very much for the deliberation, and I think they are doing extremely well. But I was getting my wire last year. My daughter took the wire, where they had the result. They said the result before graduation, which was very good. But then because some of the results are XX. So when on the campus they said they can't do nothing about it, we should go to wire. Now when the wire told us they asked me, the parent did not take the test. So my daughter said, no, I took the test and I passed. I know that I passed. What I did on that test, I know that I passed. So they sent me to a lady, one winning. She helped me. So she said at the end of the day that she didn't take the test. They guessed she took the test. So they found out later on that some of the people were in bombing and some were in Monrovia here. When they saw the paper out, they get past all of the courses, all of the subjects in YA. At the end of the day, she went with a trauma where she didn't participate in the graduation process. So I'm just asking why at this time, when you put in a result, let it be genuine, let it be something that it don't, inconvenience. We have a lot of parents at the time that their children did not take part in a particular graduation process, and then some of them just left it because some of us we are people that parents we know.
All right, yeah, let's see what the question now.
Were able to go through the process, but many people will not have the chance to go through that process.
Okay.
Yes, please ask the question and just go to the point instead of answering. Try to answer the question. Then yes. Good morning.
Good morning, O'Neill. Good morning to Marka and the wired boss, Mr. Bodo. Thank you. Okay, this is Samuel Morris, and I join you from Bobolo City, King Boso Street.
Okay.
All right. So I just want to ask quickly because I can remember during 2019 when WAS was officially introduced. They gave you the chip and you got certain time to check out your result. After that time, probably after 4 or 5 times, you can check it again. So people who are in that category, how can they access their result, or what can they do?
Okay.
So actually, get your result.
Those were the chip. Yes. Let's ask the question. Morning. Go ahead.
O'Neill and Marka. Good morning to the studio guests. Good morning to the Labron people. This is Representative Hopeful Milton Yoko, Akwa from District 6, Mozarado County. And 2 days quickly, Chief. I want to understand today on the platform why is it that when people take work, they can't receive their paper. You got to go challenge the test before they will show you your paper. Is there anything that you people doing so that when people take the test, they receive their paper? I'm an educational expert. I believe that people are supposed to know their performance so that next time when they go, they will know where they have errors. But why is it that one cannot give the people the paper? Thank you very much.
Okay. Thank you. Just do one more call. Yes, go back to him.
Good morning.
Good morning, Marka. And we say good morning to Frederick Union as well to the guests in studio. My name is Aloysius P. Flomo Jr. and I phoned in this morning from Lower Majidi County. Let me commend Mr. Boto. I think he has been doing an extremely good job at WIC. But my concern here is this. They give tests for 9 and 12 graders. And he's telling parents that I think result will be out after August 17th. And the ministry also came over mandate at graduation or school should close from July 17th onward. So my question to him is why taking into consideration 6th and 9th grade in terms of this graduation, because the ministry also allows 6th and 9th.
Yeah, but he said that the result for tier 6 and 9 will come up at the end of this month. Then hopefully for the 12th grader before or the 15th or 17th of August. So we shouldn't mix it up, please.
Okay. I was not listening.
Yeah, you're not listening. Yes. Let's go to Boto, you listen up to the callers. We just add up. Go ahead.
Okay, so thank you. Let me start with the first caller, Mark Tim from Pipeline. Deputy officers. Okay, so what we decided to do is we decided to decentralize our responsibilities. You know what it means for us to be at our central office, and then we are attending to calls from the 15 counties. So we have deputy officers that we assign maybe maximum 4 centers to. So we allow them to superintend or supervise the activities at those centers under the jurisdiction. But this year, like I said, we adopted so many measures, and one of the measures was to swap people. So instead of keeping one set of product or one group of people to one place, every now and then, as part of the strategies that we adopted, we were swapping them. So it was not only the products that we were swapping the supervisors, even the deputy officers themselves were swapped on a daily basis. So everyone who participated in the SM, it is not like before where it will send you to a particular place, you will meet there until the end of the SM. No. Every night, then people were moving here and there. Even in the counties, people had to move across counties. So that was part of the strategy that we adopted this year. From Alex from Pablan talking about what happened in 2024. First, I want to apologize to Alex for what happened in 2024, but I want to assure him that in 2024 there were a lot of challenges, and those challenges, we don't have the challenges in 2025. So we don't have the issues coming up. For Sam from Popolo, I'm happy that your session, your coverage goes as far as Bapolu. Yeah, so I'm excited about that. If you want to get another pin, use the Lone Star mobile money. Star 156 and follow the procedure, and then you'll be able to get another pin. Because the pin that is given to you is intended for you to use 5 times. After you have used that 5 times, you cannot. Maybe I want to talk about I'm receiving the papers. Obviously, in the past, the candidates used to receive both the objective and essay papers, but for now, only the objective papers they use, because the essay component will use the essay booklet for the candidates to indicate the responses. So that's why we collect the essay booklets from them, but the objective papers are with them. And any school that wants the papers are available, because at the end of the day, we don't do anything, but we have to destroy the papers. Mr. Flomo, the issue raised by Mr. Flomo, thank you for providing clarity. Indeed, we are working towards releasing the result for 10, 6, and 9 paper at the end of this month, and 12 graders will be released on or before the 15th of August.
Leave of you. In terms of student camping, are you aware that some students went on to camp despite ABLE say, well, there should be no students having camp? We had a situation over.
Even WIC said that.
Yeah, WIC said that. Yes, we had a situation. A student went for camp and fell from a tree or got hurt in her bell. His parents now asking for medical attention. You heard about that?
I've not heard about that.
Okay, I saw.
Okay, sure. So probably if that had happened at the center, that would have been a news. The reason it is not yet a news and it has not been brought to our attention because they were against the regulation. We circulated what we call do's and don'ts to all the schools, the supervisors. And one of the things highlighted on the don'ts was the issue of camping. Schools were told not to allow the students to go camp. Schools were told that the students should not pay any money to anyone. On what we now term in Liberia as flexibility fees. So if schools allow the students to go and camp, and let me just say this, there were some, I still look at the based upon what I said previously, that we still have professional in this country. We have a lot of patriotic citizens in this country. There were people who were calling us and were alerting us that schools were camping within the community. And we moved there.
You moved them.
We moved
What
there.
happened?
We contacted the schools. We told
Dislodge
them,
them.
that this year
Mm-hmm.
we are adopting a preventive approach. So let's prevent. If your students
Mm-hmm.
don't disperse,
Mm-hmm.
you should know that at the end of the day we cancel the results because that's against our regulation. So I want to call on the public teacher. The children, they are going to camp within the community. If you see them camping in the community, just alert us and we'll take the necessary steps.
So one big one before you take leave, there are a lot of people who have concern in terms of resetter. Probably they have paid the WAG over the years, way back in the 90s, in the 80s, in 2000, and so on. And I want to know, in terms of you giving resetters, man, they want to go and set the test. What's the information?
So we gave resetter twice a year, one at the beginning. So the first one for 2025 was given in February this year, and the results have already been released to the public. The last for 2025 will be given in November, beginning November this year. I think the test will start on the 20th of November.
How do they need to do?
So they need to register online. Again, we use mobile money platform for the registration. You don't need to come to the office. You just go online, you pay your money, and then you go online. You go use the loan side mobile. In fact, this year we want to see how we can integrate Orange as well.
Okay.
Use mobile platforms to do your payment. You just go online, sit at the comfort of your home or your office, and then you do your registration.
Okay.
Then the test, when the test day reaches, you just go in and do your test. So once you complete the registration, your timetable will be available. The
timetable is there. Okay.
It's online. So once you complete the registration, you just click on timetable, and your personalized timetable will be printed. Then you can go into your test. So so we will start in September, but for experience, we realized that everybody waits until the last day. So we give September. We normally give maybe 3 months. September, many people will not have money to register. October, many people will not have money to register. But a few days on November 20, that's the time people will have money. But we'll still give them that latitude. We'll still allow them to. We'll still start the registration in September of this year.
Great. And the final thing you want to close up?
So again, I want to assure the public that why we have made it our business to conduct credible examinations, and we are not going to do anything to compromise or undermine our own, or how you call it, modus operandi. So I want to assure the public that the results for the exam that we administer this year for the national exam will be coming up at the end of this month, and then for the 12 graders, they will be coming up on or before the 15th of August. If the results for 12 graders comes out after August 15, I should be taken to tax. I won't record for that.
You see yourself on headline. Why results will be out for August 15?
Or before August 15.
Before August 15.
Certainly.
Great. Thanks so much for accepting our invitation this morning.
It's been a pleasure.
Great. Yes, Dave Boto, head of WAG Liberia, for us this morning. Yeah. Okay, I think it was a good one.
Yes, it was a good one, and I think the candidates listen as well. Some of them listen, the parents listen, and they're expecting that. Yes, by the time announced by Mr. Dale Boto, these various results from the different levels will come up, and then yes, we can start to plan for graduation. Yeah, because we are the parents planning for graduation this year because, my daughter Makela Davis was one of the candidates for WAS this season. So yes, we're going to join Tapia for sports.
Yes, you gotta get
this morning. Go to the camera now. Go to the camera.
Yeah, the camera.
Don't argue with the driver. Go to the camera.
Yeah, y'all want. Yeah. As the other Barcelona fan rejoicing, they said Nico Williams coming. Nico Williams coming.
You'll not believe that.
Me jealous.
I'm someone with different spirit. I'm not very impressed
with Nico.
About Nico coming.
Come man, that's one fire. Look,
I don't know.
The team will be one of the hottest.
I want him to surprise me. Yeah, I want him to surprise me. Yeah, I'm not really excited. The first time we made an attempt to sign him, I was excited, but I'm not very excited now. You know why? I don't like for people to
love.
Yes, exactly. I don't like it. Yeah, seriously.
Nico joining Barcelona.
I'm not very impressed.
It's just like that's when Terry Henry was going there. That's how I feel.
I'm not very impressed.
Now happy there. Happening.
I'm scared whether he will not flop.
No, he won't.
Okay.
He got a lot of friends within the Spanish national team, both Barcelona. So they'll help him settle well.
Okay.
I mean, asking a man talking good thing for another thing. Yeah, life not fair, man.
Life not fair. Speaking,
Tapia is here. Well, where is
Badafo, yeah?
No, the 950 guest.
Oh, okay.
Yes. We should be around checking out him, but let's see
Yeah.
what got people's post coming up. Right here on the TBS 961, the heart and soul of Liberia. Nami Tapia is coming through this morning. Sports is a regular feature of the Truth Breakfast Show, brought to you by Echo Bank Orange Liberia, Courage Eye Care, Diamond Mineral Water, La Costa Teacher College. Let's bring on Nami Tapia, smiling already before going through.
Okay. Good morning, O'Neill. Good morning, everyone. United Warrior and Thompson Kickball Club will battle in the Liberia Kickball Federation National Lottery this Thursday at the SKD Sports Complex in Pingsville at 11:10 a.m. In the second division category or League 2. United Sisters will welcome Sisters 2 at 12:50 in the day's second match at the same venue, while Saviors will meet Destiny 2 at 1:40 p.m. In SRCM and Supreme will face off in a battle expected to be tense at 12:30 p.m. to continue League 2 or the second division activities of the Liberia Kickball Federation National Lottery League. Blue Eagle Kickball Club will be up against Kios Kickball Club at 3:30 p.m. as Cassidy Kana United or KK United will be hoping to make advancement in the league with a victory over Ecclesia at 1:40 p.m. The final second division league battle will witness Bannersville Superstars or BSS and Amazon in Thursday's exciting matchups at 4:50 p.m. Things have been won by the Premier League that fixtures could be moved at relatively short notice next season because of the number of teams playing in Europe. A record 9 top-flight clubs have qualified for UEFA competitions in the 2025-26 campaign. The Premier League said there is an increased likelihood that games will be rescheduled if English teams reach the latter stages, and it suggested fans take this into consideration when planning their attendance at games. Liverpool, Arsenal, Manchester City, Chelsea, Newcastle, Tottenham will be playing in the Champions League next season. Aston Villa and Crystal Palace have qualified for the Europa League, while Nottingham Forest will be playing in Conference League. The warning comes after the Premier League announced the fixture list for the 2025-26 season on Wednesday. Champions Liverpool will host Bournemouth in the Friday night Cotton Razor, while Manchester United will play Arsenal in the opening weekend's standout fixture at Old Trafford. Real Madrid dramatically had a stoppage time penalty save as Trent Alexander-Arnold's debut for the club ended in a half-court draw with Al Hilal in their opening FIFA Club World Cup match in Miami. Federico Valverde's spot kick, which was awarded after a video assistant referee of VAR review, was superbly put out by goalkeeper Yacine Bono after Mohamed Al-Qahtani was penalized when his flailing arm caught Real Madrid left back Fran Garcia. Gonzalo Garcia had opened the scoring for the 50th European champions shortly after the half-hour mark, with the 21-year-old accidentally lifting the ball over Bono at the end of a sweeping counter-attack. In Simone Inzaghi's first as Al Hilal boss following his departure from Champions League runners-up Inter Milan, his side deservingly leveled 4 minutes before the break. And finally, Manchester City boss Pep Guardiola has defended Rico Lewis, calling the referee's decision to send him off in the FIFA Club World Cup opener unnecessary. The 20-year-old England international was dismissed in the 88th minute of City's 2-0 win over Moroccan side Wydad Casablanca in Philadelphia. Lewis won the ball when he slid into a challenge with Samuel Obeng, but caught his opponent in the face with his boot as he followed through. Despite the fullback's protest, the VAR confirmed the red card, and Lewis will now be suspended for Monday's second game against United Arab Emirates side and in Atalanta, City manager Guardiola was left angered by Brazilian referee Remo Abati's decision and later spoke to the official. First half goals from Phil Foden and Jeremy Doku gave City victory against the 22-time Moroccan champions in Group G. That's all for our sports desk.
Thank you. Good morning, Marka. And good morning, O'Neill Roberts. Thank you for the invitation. The Ministry of Labor is okay for the last. Yeah, go. My name is Raphael Idonakodo II, and I am the Assistant Minister for Alien Registration and Liberalization at the Ministry of Labor. As an institution, the ministry is good. For the last, I think, 2 weeks, we've been engaged with settling disputes around the different counties. Like, I think a week ago, we were in Grand Bassa County, where they had this compound called WBHO. The workers were on go slow, and I was able to accompany the minister there. And then we were able to look into their case to ensure that they go back to work. They had about 13 count. We reached there by 12 o'clock in the afternoon, and then we were able to leave from there by 12 a.m. So that tells you to what extent the case was, because they had about 13 count. We had different situations that were there that needed to be that needed intervention from the Ministry of Labor. And the minister tried his best, and he was able to solve that case. And then there was some situation later with this. They raised a lamb of this. I think 2 Indians who normally insult the Liberian workers, and we were there. The minister immediately ordered the company or mandated the company to suspend the Indian workers, and then we were able to take seize of their permits and ensure that the matter be looked into before order was ordered, before they can resume work if they should. But he strongly ordered the company that will not tolerate Liberian workers being insulted on the job by experts. And they deserve dignity at the job, and we must ensure that everywhere Liberian workers are, everywhere our sisters and brothers are working, the employers should respect them for who they are. And also, they had some incident with AFCON too. They were on go slow too. The minister was able to dispatch a team there to ensure that place under control. For the last 3 days, they were there and they were able to handle that situation. So it has just been from one labor case to another. That is the reason why, since we took office, there hasn't been any major strike activity that would disrupt, that would cause any disruption in the function of the private sector.
Okay.
So we've been trying our best to ensure that all other labor matter cases, strike action, potential strike actions are brought under control before they can take maybe national attention.
Okay. Yeah. So some people joining the broadcast, they want to know. Some know, but others may not know. What are the core functions or mandate of the Ministry of Labor?
The function of the Ministry of Labor is to work alongside with the Decent Work Act, and our core function is to manage the private sector to ensure that the Decent Work Act is effectuated. Firstly, is to ensure that there's peace and harmony at the workplaces between employer and employees, and to ensure that the foreign workers who are in compliance with our law. That means they should have all legal documents before working in Liberia. So we implement the Decent Work Act, and we've been managing the private sector to ensure that there's harmony at different workplaces across the country. When there are cases between employer and employee, the Ministry of Labor is the one close with the authority to intervene in that. And we've been doing that. We don't generate revenue, but we collect something like regulatory fees. And it is the work permit fees the Ministry of Labor collect. Okay, so for our function as the Division of Alien Registration, we work in line with the Decent Work Act, Chapter 45, Section 45, Chapter 45.1, A, B, and C of the Decent Work Act, and Regulation 17 of 2019, Section 6. It says that of foreign workers or an institution who intend to hire a foreign worker to work in Liberia must have a work permit before working in Liberia. And then and our division is closed with the responsibility to examine, to investigate, scrutinize, and supervise the issuance of the work permit in line with the office of the minister. So after our scrutiny, after our investigation, when we agree that all the required documents from the area is submitted to our division, after our proper scrutiny and investigation, we take the documents to the minister proper, then he will do the final signature, and then it's brought back to us as a division, and then we will do the bill, and then the area can go and make a payment to the LRA.
Yes, so let's now talk about some of the issues at stake. We've been seeing the Liberian Senate going back and forth with the ministry when it comes to this issue of the issuance of work permits. Well, one of the senators, Darius DeLong of Monserrato County, claimed that you as the ministry are issuing permit to experts or foreigners for jobs Liberians can do. What do you have to say to that firstly before maybe we can get to the numbers and all of that?
Okay, so there's something we want to make clear before I can go further with the senator. We welcome the Senate oversight because I think it is their responsibility to do oversight across different government agencies and institutions. But what we will not, what as we don't welcome as a ministry is we have records of activities that we do at the Ministry of Labor, with the Senate being back to back with our minister, and it came upon that they requested the submission of our work permit data, and the minister on one occasion needed some consultation before going on to do that submission. So they were at some point in time saying the minister was dragging to submit the work permit information because I think the work permit data are people, private institution, employment information, and we thought maybe we didn't want to just give it out at just one request and just turn it over the that. So we needed to at least inform them that maybe if your information is being given out to our Senate for some review process. So after that process, the minister we submitted the full record of the work permit information from the Ministry of Labor. But unfortunately, we start to hear the Monserrato County Senator saying on the radio and speculating on other internet social media platforms that the Ministry of Labor issued out 8,000 Liberian jobs to foreigners, which was some way inciting the public against the Ministry of Labor because the Ministry of Labor does not issue jobs to foreigners. The Ministry of Labor, what we did was we issued permits to foreigners who were, some were living here, working here before we met them, as a government, and we thought that the government didn't make any decision to cancel the work permit of all foreigners across the country.
Repeat yourself for the benefit of the audience. You don't issue job, but you issue permit.
We issue work permits. We don't issue job. Or there wasn't any job that was given 8,000 jobs that came to Liberia that the Ministry of Labor took and gave it to foreigners. But what happened was the Ministry of Labor issued permit to allow people work in Liberia, and that permit is renewed annually. Meaning after 1 year, that person have that document, they will renew it every year. So when we talk about, we met a lot of foreign workers here. The foreign workers we met here, some of them needed to renew their documents. Some of them who just, because sometimes government changes, other investors here, like maybe that government, the new government are in Liberia, let me go and try and do my investment. So some new people came in country and they needed to invest in Liberia too. Some of those smaller investors, because there hasn't been any major concession that have come. So when we renew some permits and then we're able to accept few new persons because they have created investment, or some of them have been here and deliberately refusing to abide by our laws. So for that, we were able to ensure that they be in compliance with our law. And it's part of the ministry responsibility to ensure that foreign workers cooperate and are in compliance with our law. So we did that. We did a lot of enforcement across the country, and that enforcement brought us to adding new people, registering new people in our data. So when we hear somebody, the speculation that, the Ministry of Labor gave out 8,000 Liberian jobs, 8,000, we feel maybe it's somewhere insightful and trying to incite the public against the Ministry of Labor, which is not good. And then followed by, I think there was another presentation again made yesterday by the civil service boss again, insinuating that the Ministry of Labor gave out 3,000 jobs to asylum to Indians. which ArcelorMittal itself has responded sharply to, because ArcelorMittal has clarified also that they don't have 3,000 Indians in their employ. ArcelorMittal is a mix of, they have other subsidiary, other subcontractors under them, and they both do different technical work for ArcelorMittal. So if you come out and say ArcelorMittal has a company hire 3,000 Indians, and I think it was misrepresentation of the fact that we're trying to mislead the public against the Ministry of Labor, because that is not our responsibility. We believe that as a civil service boss, the different entities of government should cooperate and coordinate, because you are right next door to the Ministry of Labor. If you have an issue or something, somebody Senate confront you to interfere with Labor Ministry matter, and maybe you have all your statistics and all your data, all your computer analysis you can do. What I thought maybe you could do was that get across the ministry, try to find out from the minister this let's say different things, different categories, how and get to understand before you can go and make presentation. But the presentation he made was just to incite the public against the Ministry of Labor, and we didn't give out any 8,000 or any 3,000 Indian job. Although they have laid down protocol or laid down rules in a decent way how to go about giving jobs to foreigners. And these were all rules that we follow. We work in line with a decent work out before we can give these jobs. There are foreigners having stores here, having businesses here, all across the country.
In the process of issuing the permits, do you have any form of requirement as to what kind of job you're giving this permit for? And do you also have lists of jobs that are reserved exclusively for Liberians?
There is not any list of jobs exclusively for Liberia. The decent work are in the Ministry of Labor, Ministry of Commerce, that Liberianization policy, where they list the type of businesses that Liberian can do. But unfortunately, unlike that, the Ministry of Labor don't have any list of jobs that are set aside for Liberians. It is left to the discretion of the minister to decide. That I'm convinced that with the number of schools and with the number of technical and vocational schools and the university in Liberia, I don't think the course or this professional person or the profession will be is offered yet. Then he can make that decision. But that should also be complemented by other documents too. Like the business, the company or entity information, the position, sometimes the CV of the individual, the person that you intend to bring, because these are all documents that are used to convince the minister that, oh yeah, you can go ahead and make the decision is informed. And unlike that too, other stores too, who have their private stores that have proprietors. These are documents that the ones you don't need to have advertisement. You don't need to have advertisement proof or all those things before you can give a proprietor right to have permit to manage a business. So that's what we've been doing in line with the law. But we just see people start to speculate, and we thought maybe we needed to give some public clarity, because we owe it to the public when this type of information are going across to come and clarify.
So I just came across something that says, while some businesses in Liberia are reserved for Liberian ownership, there isn't a comprehensive list of jobs that are exclusively for Liberian citizens. However, some sectors are restricted to Liberian ownership or require specific licenses for foreign investors. For example, the National Investment Commission has identified several businesses where foreign investors face restrictions or require specific capital investments. This is just something I came across from the Liberia National Investment Commission. However, this number they continue to talk about, they talk about 8,000 permits, they talk about 10,000 permits and all of that. Do you care to clarify how much work permits you have issued? If I'm not talking, maybe I'm not talking about renewal, but at fresh. Since 2024.
Since we took office,
yes,
we're able to renew, to issue as a government 2,484 work permits to foreigners who were, some of them were even living here, they had their businesses, but because they felt they were in connection with some other authorities, they refused to abide by our laws. And when we took office, the inspectors were very rigorous. The minister instructed them to visit all concessions and all business places across the country to ensure that they check the status of all foreigners that are in different areas, to ensure that whether they are in compliance with our law, if they are not in compliance with our law, to have them to pay their work permit fees and be in compliance with our law. So because of that, I think there was some hair rider case. The situation when the inspector visited AFCON, they were able to discover that over 300 persons were at AFCON and they were not they didn't have their work permits. So with that, it took the news. I think Front Page Africa reported it. So everybody was celebrating the Ministry of Labor for that achievement to ensure that over 300 persons who were living and working in the country were not in compliance with our law. So when we did that, the number of the revenue generation add up. And unlike before, again, the Ministry of Labor has embarked on ensuring that all institutions, like for example, government institutions these days, the Water and Sewer, the LPRC, the LEC, all these institutions have foreigners that are working with them. If you visit LEC to maybe have some conversation, you'll see that you'll see some foreigners working there. If you go to the Hydro, you'll see foreigners. If you even visit,
do you issue them work permits as well?
Oh, yeah, the ministry issue them work permit as well. Okay. You go to even the government project, you see people doing government role, and you just feel that maybe the project doing the role because they don't have documents. All the people got their documents. Church missionaries that come to Liberia, the NGOs, the embassy staffers that are across the different embassies across Liberia. The Nigerians and Ghanaians are own their small shops around Clarata and other places. All these people are made to have their documents. Unlike before, you used to work in Liberia, you do all your thing in Liberia, and not like that anymore. This government, the president came with a strong mandate to ensure that the right thing be done. So every institution is trying to do her best. So if the Ministry of Labor is trying to do her best and on top of again meeting people here who didn't have documents and trying to ensure that they are they agree, they abide by our laws, and then people start to speculate. I don't think it's
so
supposed
the information coming from the Senate, Senator Dillon, is portraying that the ministry is responsible for joblessness in the country because, the matter of fact, you are issuing permits to foreigners for jobs that Liberians can do. So when Liberians generally hear this kind of information, they tend to say, well, I think the ministry is taking jobs from us and giving it to foreigners or aliens.
That is just what
so what clarity can you give concerning
I think
that?
the senator, to some extent, he's a member of the Labor Committee.
Okay.
The senator been here since 2019. Since the past regime. He been here since the past regime. And there was Labor Ministry here, Firestone was here, ArcelorMittal was here, B Mountain was here. They had foreign workers working with them. He did not one day raise this issue that the Ministry of Labor should cancel all the work permit of the foreign workers in the country.
Yeah, but that other government you're talking about are not rescue government.
So the rescue government has come to power and he's raising this issue. You just took office as a government, and your first year in power, you cancel the whole entire work permit of the foreign workers. How many Liberians having businesses in town that are employing Liberians? Those foreigners are the one helping our economy. So if we cancel all their work permit, they get discouraged and take their investment away. What become of the private sector? We have a functional private sector because of the investment of the foreign workers.
That could just be reasoning, but is that by law?
We say, is that by law in terms of what?
Yeah, like to say, well, because these people are investing here, if maybe we get them permits for a particular job, maybe a Liberian can do it. We take it from them, they will get discouraged and take the investment out of here.
The reason is these are the people behind it. They own the factories. Okay. They own the industries. There, for example, you go to, if you take let's say SETI, let's say the jetty and all those different places, they own their factories, they own their industry. So if you deny them work permit, they are not here to supervise their investment. The investment they have. Why would they see it offer to invest?
Do you have the authority to cancel work permits?
We have the authority to cancel work permits.
And what are the conditions that necessitate that?
That is, if you lie to us, if you lie to the Ministry of Labor, and then we realize that the job you apply for is not what you're doing, we'll revoke your work permit, and then we recommend to the immigration to deport you. And we are on that exercise now. There have been too much concern from the public that, oh yeah, we give people work permit, they are doing jobs that Liberian can do. And because of that, the minister has instructed the inspector alongside all ministers in the building. We are now on the feet to ensure that the work permits we give out to people, it is the actual job they are doing. If you are caught doing job that you didn't apply for, your permit will be revoked. Because it is the impression you give the ministry.
Okay, so sometimes these people deceive the ministry about the information they provide.
Yeah, it is the impression you give the ministry. I make them to give you the permit. You can't come and tell us, oh, you want to be a geotechnical engineer. and then on ground money, and then we give you a document to go and do the on ground money,
And
and
then
then we
you are
realize
driving.
that you are on the site driving. So when we do the audit and realize that you are there doing job that Liberian can do, we'll definitely revoke the permits, and we're serious with that.
So since this permit issue came about, what actions have they reached, or have the ministry reached any kind of consideration of reviewing some of these permits to see whether people apply for different jobs and they are doing
I tell you,
different jobs?
over the last 2 weeks, we've been on pay, I was a work permit audit across the country. That citation, I think, it's all on the internet. It's all across the different, I was a radio. The business people are aware. We've been engaged with them thoroughly. I think maybe very soon said we'll start to talk about labor ministry is too much for them because we've been engaged with them back to ensure that
Are
they
you
do the
being
right
pushed
thing.
by the Delon advocacy?
Not that they don't advocate. We are informed the very Senate and the finance ministry that this year the Ministry of Labor may not raise enough money compared to before, even though they are projected for us. Because last year we took over, the Minister of Labor don't have any, they don't have, like it used to be in the past, don't have any document that got temporary stay or temporary work permit.
Okay.
Because some people can come and do work in Liberia for 2 months, 3 months and go. Some of those people you see on the letter that we say 8,000, 10,000 work permit. A lot of them may not be in country now. Some of them only came for some specialized job to do for the meter we're building or concentrator.
Okay.
They will bring a lot of the people to just do 3 month, 2 month contract and go away. But because the minister don't want the revenue, if you felt the withdrawal of this USAID and other things were already affecting the government revenue. So we ensure that all the people pay their due work permit fee. Whether you are here for 2 months, you are here for 1 month, you are here for whatever time, you have to pay your work permit fee. So with all the people paying their work permit fee, whether they are in country, they are not in country, it has a direct impact on the revenue. So how the Ministry of Labor revenue increased to last year to $9.2 million.
What is the objective of that permit audit that you talk about that you're doing? What do you want to achieve with that?
The objective is to first thing is to see because there are complaints. There have been complaints that people are doing jobs that Liberians can do. To ensure that if we see some, this job be taken from them and given to Liberians. And the other thing is to ensure that people don't deceive the Ministry of Labor. If you apply to us for engineer, go and do the engineer work. If you are caught doing different jobs, your permit will be revoked and you be deported. So that would discourage the attitude of investments that are sending, that are misrepresenting their actual job description to the Ministry of Labor. It will also discourage people again from lying to the Ministry of Labor.
So to be sincere, do you think Senator Delon's advocacy is a genuine advocacy, or do you think he's targeting your ministry?
I don't think it's a genuine advocacy.
Why you think so?
Why I don't think so is because Senator Johnson is a member of the Labor Committee. Delon is a member of the Labor Committee.
Okay.
Delon having all this concern has not one day since we took office reached the Ministry of Labor to say I came to visit. As a committee member, I've come to visit the ministry.
Oversight in that sector.
Oversight in that sector. I've come to visit the ministry today. I've been hearing this. I've been hearing that. We think that the reason why committees are established to provide support. But if you, as a committee member, knowing that maybe the ministry may be challenged and you are not concerned with that, but then you only take the when the Senate is having meeting, you only take that time to just say all lot of things and just issue misinformation like we gave him our 8,000 Liberian job, all the things. I think that was not good, and he has to apologize for that because he's inciting the public against the ministry, which is not good. As a committee member, he has the power to invite the minister for conversation at any time if he sees things that you need to understand. But we are just submitted a report to the Senate with regards to our work permit records. And you have come and you have not read it because at that time he was on the UN Security Council, that voting process. I think they were there to represent the country.
Yeah.
He had come back to the country with no review of the document, anything. He just took the floor and saying, "Oh, the labor minister must be dismissed. The president must declare for no confidence in the labor minister." You requested for a document that was submitted to you, and you have not reviewed the document, and then you just come up with suggestions that are on the floor without giving any reliance to the document you requested for. So we thought that maybe his advocacy now is more than just for the Liberian people, but it has a motive.
So while it is true you are an assistant minister at the Ministry of Labor. You are also an executive of the party, the MDR, that is chaired by the Labor Minister also. We've seen in the past 2 days, your partisans, including even the Youth League, having press conferences, different radio talk shows, and saying that Senator DeLonge's advocacy, quote unquote, is an attack on your party. Why do you think that way?
Well, I think the party youth congress, when I consulted with the leader recently, part of my conversation with him, he made me to understand that Senator Johnson, when Senator Johnson was alive, DeLonge used to often at time after they have discussed in chamber regarding this war crime thing, which Senator Johnson himself was supportive of because I remember he signed a resolution for that.
Yes, he did.
Yeah, so Senator DeLonge will always in the corridors be provoking him, walk around. It came to a point when the senator almost one time said, "Oh, I will turn your table upside down." All the thing, everybody was laughing, but it was like treating the old man like some kind of small boy.
Okay.
And it was some way provocative and demeaning to us, the follower of the senator, because you discuss issue on the Senate floor and then you come out of this out of the chamber and then you come you see somebody walking through the corridors and then you start to provoke that person. And he left on that provocation until the pass of the senator. And then from there, we see the senator turned the party, his political party, over to Councillor Kwar to manage. And then now you have started again with Councillor Kwar again and trying to misinform the public, because we don't have issue with lawmakers saying the right thing, but then when you come and present like the Ministry of Labor or the Minister of Labor is working against Liberians, whom we all have brothers and sisters, we all are Liberians, we all got brothers and sisters. He's even a political person that got a lot of supporters. He's doing thousands of hundreds of recommendations every month, and then you say, oh, he giving out jobs against Liberian to foreigners, only because you want to either score some political point or maybe start your campaign activity for the next elections. We thought it was disservice to the minister, and we thought it's a targeted something he been on, because Senator Johnson MDR, I got Councillor Cry from the MDR, and that has been the path he been on. So we don't want that situation where the MDR and the Labour Party will have that form of rift, because we have one alliance and we must try to protect it. They are elders. And we thought as elders they could engage in mature ways so that it doesn't appear like people are targeting each other, because it's too early for that.
Okay. Well, except there's anything left that I didn't ask you, but I want to take some calls now.
So what is left I didn't ask me is this. Okay. I'd like to make the public to understand that there's, like all other institutions of government, the Ministry of Labor is wanting to be on top of our game. So that is the reason why, since we took office, we've tried our best. There's no popular strike action that you ever witnessed since Councillor Kwar took office.
Okay.
There hasn't been any popular strike action that maybe ever occurred to say, under the administration of Councillor Kwar, there was this action, the workers did cause disturbance in this area, only because the ministry has been very effective in controlling these things. And then the ministry has been able to ensure that people who across the country, the church owners, the hospitals, the different workers that are there, foreign workers that are there, are in compliance with our law. Those who are doing government road project, our ECOWAS brothers and sisters, the Nigerians, the Ghanaians, and people who own businesses in Nigeria are in compliance now with our law. They're doing their work permit fee payment. Now we are even concerned now that the way the situation happening in the Southeast now, where Burkina Faso are taking over there, and they've been given status by the LRS. The Ministry of Labor wants to go there to ensure that they pay their work permit fee, because they're working there, and there are over 20,000 plus persons there. So if we go there and add that number to the number we had, we used with the senator or other people say we are giving out additional 20,000 that bring job to the foreigner. We are just doing our job like the way the water people say LDC working, people say the other institution of government working. And I think that discouraged our certification recently said by the president, because I'm told the president should have certificated the Ministry of Labor, because we've been doing extremely well when it comes to meeting our targets. But when they come on now to start to speculate and take our job to be politics now, then I think that was what discouraged our certification.
Okay, yes, that was.
So let me make people understand the different categories of the work permit we issue. so that it doesn't be like maybe when we came, we met over 9,000, close to 9,000 work permits has been issued across the country to foreigners.
Okay.
Minister of Crime was able to renew out of those 9,000 work permits because there were no mandate from government say, oh, let's cancel all the work in the country.
Okay.
And government is continuing with it. When the past government did something, you come and meet the people working. You can't say, oh, that we cancel all your documents like that. It has to take some time. You have to do even reviews of it if possible. So we were able to renew out of that close to 9,000, renew 7,633 person document.
Okay.
When we were convinced that all the documents they qualify to work here until we can do our audit and reassessment. So from that renewal, we were able to deny 857 person work permits. We denied 857. That tells you that we had a vetting process that was done that people didn't qualify, were disqualified. And then our own engagement with the business people, the different concessions, were able to reveal that over 2,484 persons didn't have that work permit. And they were able to pay for that work permit because for them, they convinced us that the job I'm doing, I can do it. It's not being able to be done by a Liberian. And some of them were even business owners too as well. You can't say, oh, you deny the business owner right to manage business in your country. So we had to give them documents to manage their business in a different establishment. So that amounted to 10,117. Out of that amount, we had ECOWAS people, we had gratis people who came here from NGO, from different government jobs they're doing. We had them in our categories.
Okay.
And then let me also bring you to speed with some opportunity the ministry has been creating lately through our engagement with the business community.
What is it?
When we took office new day, just a list of few businesses and the changes that have been made there when it comes to job provision for Liberian. B Mountain, I start with B Mountain. B Mountain, when we took office new day in 2023 by December, B Mountain had 2,767 workers, Liberian employees. And as of this time, B Mountain has 4,671 Liberian employees through our engagement with them. And also 30 Brothers. 30 Brothers have 1,563 Liberian employees.
When you took over?
When we took over.
What is it now?
2023, at the end of that time, December, the past government term. And at this time, 30 Brothers got 2,386 employees.
Okay.
And then AML, ArcelorMittal Liberia, they have 1,645 Liberian employees when we took over, when the end of the past regime. And now ArcelorMittal got 2,242 employees, Liberian employees. And then their contracting companies, they have 3,408 Liberian employees. AML, all their contractors, their contractors. And now all the contracting companies, they got 4,705 employees. Firestone Liberia had 4,827, and now they have 5,332 employees. So that tells you to what extent the Ministry of Labor has been engaging with the public sector and with the private sector.
Okay.
So if we can have our senators like Senator Dedon, who is very influential, to support us in this by engaging, joining the Ministry of Labor by engaging with private investment to see how we can seek more opportunity for Liberians. We think it will be much better than trying to create a scene where the ministry and their own committee members are seeing, providing two different information to the public.
Okay.
Because we manage the data, we manage all the information, and giving out information that you are not on top of it. It seems to be that you misrepresenting the ministry data to the public.
Okay, hold it there. Let's take a few calls with our listeners. Raphael Donokono, the second, is the Assistant Minister for Alien Registration and Liberalization at the Ministry of Labor. Let's take our first caller this morning on the show. Good morning.
David Koti, my name.
Good morning, David.
Let me first of all say many thanks to the Ministry of Labor and to the Assistant Minister in studio. We have been following this ministry. You're doing very well. Apart from all these great things you talk about, how you have improved the Liberian status, when it comes to employment in the different companies. I remember one time, you were the ministry also for vacation jobs for thousands of people. students
Yeah.
all over this place, all over the country. You tell all of that. And let me just say this quickly. I'm sorry we don't have enough time. The Liberian people are not stupid people. They know who love this country and who is just grandstanding. We're not stupid. You should be proving your loyalty to the Liberian people, Mr. Dillon, by refusing one new car every 3 years, which is about $90,000 just for that short period you are there, and by refusing $6,000. That money could go to other places to do some. Look, nobody's stupid here. No, your oversight, nobody says you shouldn't do your oversight, but don't try to incite people against the ministry. I have no connection with the ministry. I don't even know the minister. I only met him once on his office on Benson Street there. I don't know him. So I'm not defending anybody because I know them, but we have to be very careful. Do not incite the public against the ministry. They're working very hard. Thank you.
Thank you, David Coty, the veteran David Coty. Good morning.
Good morning. This is Walter S. Patro. Calling for my resident most overall this morning.
Go ahead.
Marka, let me say thank to the assistant minister. Look, I have been finding the issue at the legislature there. You know, they are not doing well. They know it's trying to undermine the minister along with the director general for the institution.
You mean say what? Those
yes. Yeah, for CSA, it's complete undermine on leadership. I think as administrator, you need to work together in connection that the press government, the minister have. Now, because the minister, the president having interest in the minister for the level of work and number of development that he carry on, the number of people I employ, they are trying to undermine the leadership of the minister. We will not sit down for it's not an issue for Nima, we will not sit down on Liberia to see the level of development the minister is carrying on for Dylan to undermine the institution. He came for a problem.
Remembering his oversight role as a senator. Good morning.
Good morning, Marka. Thank you for taking my call. Good morning to O'Neill, and good morning to the gentleman in studio there.
Thank you.
My name is Pastor Melvin Lakay, and I'm calling from District Number 1, Mangere County. You know, I keep hearing people talking about Mr. Dillon, our senator, and I kind of agree with them. I remember when he ridiculed the, I think the director for the fire department. If that man's children and family, the entire family was watching, they would have looked at the dad in a different way. I remember he asked the man about what was the budget, something like that for the year before. And the man couldn't just come up with a figure like that. And he just pushed and pushed and pushed. I have to say he was talking to a 2-year-old. My point is, the labor department, the labor ministry is doing very well. It's not easy to get into these companies and just start pushing people around like a leaf in the wind. So I commend the gentleman here. But my question is, the contractors, who follows them to find out that the workers are getting the benefits? Is that a labor ministry or somebody else? Thank you for taking my call.
Yes, thank you. Because we are almost out of time, we'll just take this final caller. Go ahead.
Good morning, Marka, once again. And let me say good morning to your guest, the assistant minister. My name is Aloysius P. Flomo Jr. Marka, I listen to your guest, and first let me commend the ministry for such a work they are doing. But from the onset, there's a statement that he made. That is, the ministry only go about giving work permit, but they don't give job. So what I have analyzed from this particular statement is that foreigners are coming into Liberia, getting our work permits by law to the Ministry of Labor, and then they go out there and are giving jobs by the fellow foreigners who prioritize them over Liberians and give them jobs. So what am I trying to say? I think the Ministry of Labor needs to work now with the CSA and that of the legislature. So these are measures. Like for example, we should be able to monitor our employment trends. We should conduct regular assessment of the job market to identify the imbalances in job opportunities between foreigners and Liberians. And also, I think the ministry should also have some restriction and review in work permit. That is, they should review and tighten the criteria for issuing work permits to foreigners so that they can ensure they are granted only when there are no qualified Liberians available to do this job. Thank you for having me this morning.
Okay, yes.
Yes, so,
Raphael, you listen to the callers. I can just give you at least 2.5 minutes to close, please.
So, like the caller talking about contractor, we ensure that they have their benefits. The contractors, to some extent, they are allowed now to establish union. If the union cannot help, the Ministry of Labor also is ready to intervene. We have a division there called Trade Union Affairs. And the trade union division is the one responsible for that, the Ministry of Labor. If you have contractors that are not getting benefit, you just report that case, the minister will handle it. The other thing is the ministry is working with some private entity very soon. We'll have something like a job portal that will be established by some private institution. It's a ministry and that entity as a partnership. And as that portal is established, we'll be able to have documents or CV from across the country. Liberians who are qualified from all abroad will be able to send their documents in, and then it can inform us now in making decision now whether there's no qualified Liberian in the country. But if some way difficult to some extent, when you're looking at the schools that are across the country, and then you see a document come for geotechnical engineering, and you know that maybe the schools here don't offer those type of courses, and you have and the private business too must function too. You can say you take 3 months, 4 months looking for one qualified Liberian for geotechnical engineer, while the company too is not having somebody to do their job. So it's between that the Ministry of Labor does that decision. I mean, implement her decision by at least granting a permit. If don't forget that the Ministry of Labor is a twin model. We between the employer and the employee, we dare to make everybody feel pleased, so they should feel comfortable with our investment, while our Liberian brothers and sisters who are well taken care of. The other thing, the last thing I want to say is to tell, like I said, the CSA boss. The CSA will all win with a lot of responsibility. I think leaving the CSA responsibility with the thousands of people that are having payroll issue, all the different things, and trying to intervene in labor matter, I think it was a step beyond your boundary. I think you have to publicly apologize to the Ministry of Labor for interfering with our function, because the data they said even if the Senate requested you to perform that duty, the data he presented to the public, he went on saying ArcelorMittal gave 3,000 jobs to India. ArcelorMittal came back to clarify. So it was just a clear attempt to incite the public, because ArcelorMittal now clarified that it was being like, people going to run with the story that you see other media blogs, other institutions are posting and running with that story and saying that the Ministry of Labor is just deliberately hurting the Liberian people. Well, we know that the Minister of Labor is a Liberian, he's a political person who has a lot of supporters behind that he will not take 3,000 jobs and just get rid of $400 because is it that because we don't like our Liberian brothers and sisters? That is presenting us that we don't, like I said, we don't have interest in the Liberian population, which is wrong. Every day we're doing a lot of recommendation letters for if you or private citizens say we just see space opening somewhere and you need the Ministry of Labor help, the Ministry of Labor will do letter for you. A lot of people come to the ministry every day for that. So we can't be doing all those applications and then be denying people job, be giving a job to foreigners.
Raphael, just 30 seconds. Your parting comments.
Let me say thank you to the public for the good comments and the kind words. The Ministry of Labor is there for you. Those who are having labor cases, don't sit down to the working place and feel the Ministry and think the Ministry of Labor will come there if it is not part of our let's say daily work plan. If you have a case now, visit the Ministry of Labor, and we have different divisions there who are ready to be able to look into your labor case. Because we hear sometimes we get on the radio, people call complain about how they have labor this somebody dismissed them. I got a false day. Wrongly. If you have those type of cases, write a letter to the ministry. You're supposed to put your name there, sir. You say, oh, I know about it. The entity, they're treating people bad. They do this in the condition that you explained it. The minister sees that letter. He will send a team there to intervene in that matter. We've been doing it for everybody, and we intend that as during our time, the work atmosphere in Liberia will be stable and peaceful. So that is the reason why we work with both the business people and that of the work to ensure that balance is established. Thank you for the opportunity, Marka.
Okay, Raphael Donokono II, Assistant Labor Minister for Aliens Registration and Liberalization. He's been our guest this morning on the last segment of the show. Thanks ever so much for coming. And to those of you who have been listening this morning since 7:30, we want to say thanks for joining us and always be with us here on the show. So as I take my leave, this is Liberia. We must love our country. We must support each other to make the country great. So yes, happy birthday to Winnie Sewa Jimmy, the managing editor of Inquirer newspaper. She's celebrating today, and I saw some cake and other good things she's doing. We wish you long life, good health, and all the best, Madam Jimmy. Thanks. We're taking our leave. We'll be here again tomorrow, maybe, and to bring you the weekend edition of the show. My name is Marka Davis. I've been here with O'Neill Roberts, and we are bidding you bye-bye.